All right, this is going to be a short video, well, maybe not that short, on how to set up the flex test, which in this case, we're going to show you one that has one origin point, which is one e-sprayer, and then 4 sample points with the satellite samplers. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is get your sample point labels. And you're going to want to look at your project configuration. We didn't load this whole floor plan in, so I don't have that project configuration. But our project configuration says we're going to put sample point number 1 in this room with the door open. And I find it handy to put the sample point label on the outside of the room, because sometimes you forget which room you put it in. So we've got the sample point. You'll notice these labels say sample point 1, and we only have one scenario in this, so it says scenario 1, and you have sample number 001 goes with sample point 1 there. So, and then we're going to have the second sample point. It's going to be off here in the kitchen. And you'll notice there's a return there, so the air would kind of go this way, so you might think that the air will go that way. And that's a logical path for it to might go. And then there's another one, and we're going to put it right here on the receptionist desk. And then the last one's going to be in here, and we're going to want to close the door on this one. So that's how you put the sample point labels up. And then I find it easiest to just put the origin point label on the e-sprayer itself. So if we put this one's origin point number 1 for test number 1, scenario number 1, all of that. So we'll put that on there. Now what we're going to want to do is go around and place the sample points and the sample number labels on the cassettes. So here's how we're going to do that. Here's a trick of the trade. If you peel this background material off, let's see if I can do it quick enough so I don't slow down the whole video. Having trouble with it. There you go. If you carefully peel that off, it's super easy to peel the labels off. And then you just throw that away. So without that background, it's easier to peel those labels off. Trick of the trade. So let's go here. The first one is sample point 1, and it takes sample number 1. So we go in here and we set the sampler here. You turn it on, and then you place the cassette on there, and you take sample number 1 and put it on the cassette. Now this is all set to go. Let's do sample points. And again, you want to turn it on when you put the cassette on, otherwise you're liable to forget. Sample point 2. And then sample points 3 and 4 go over here. And this is sample point 3, take sample number 3, we get sample number 3 off of the label sticker, and we stick that sucker right there, good to go. And then the last one goes in here, engineering lab. And that one is sample number 4. And in this case, we wanted to close the door, so we just close the door. Now we have our sample numbers all in the right place. Now we're going to set up the origin point and start the test. So the origin point we wanted to put kind of in the middle of all of this, so we're going to put it right here. And we're going to charge it up. Put the wires and stuff on it. You can use the long wire if you want. The short wire is fine. Either one will work. And you want to set the sprayer on the ground so the spray can go up and desiccate like somebody sneezing. So you don't want to put it on a desk or anything. You want it on the floor. And if you're doing a verification test, then you're going to want to make sure that it's underneath the supply. We're kind of near a supply, which is right there, so that's good. And then we turn this on and we can see, yep, it's pressurized. Our ready light is all set. And then we take our nozzle. Again, when you put the nozzle in, make sure it clicks nicely, and then make sure it's in there securely, because if you don't, again, it'll shoot right out. When you hit the go button, it'll pop the nozzle right out. And then this, you take it and you just give it a little rocking motion with your thumb on there and give it a little pull. That gets it off without much trouble. And if you're doing the tags, this is just water because it's a demo. I should have gloves on, but I don't. All right, so we're all set to go. Now what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to set up a little countdown timer for 30 minutes, because that's, let's see. All right, so pause that. Come on. Let's get rid of that one. And there we go. So we got our little 30-minute countdown timer because this test runs for 30 minutes.